Hey everybody, Claire here, and today I cannot wait to share this with you. I am making queso mac and cheese, which basically are two awesome cheese-related things combined into just something heaven sent. And so today I'm partnering with Tillamook, and I am using their cheddar cheese and their pepper jack. So the pepper jack adds a lot of really fabulous flavor, and I love the just very mild bite you get from the cheddar. And what's awesome here is that there's no filler, it's real cheese, it's absolutely delicious, and that's what we're doing here. It's all real, beautiful ingredients, so the flavor is just gonna be. So to start, I have my two different Tillamook cheeses that I mentioned. To make my roux, I have about 2 ounces of butter and then 2 ounces or a quarter cup of flour. And then to actually make the mac and cheese, I'm using roasted poblanos. I have some sliced jalapeno, and then I have about 2 tablespoons of each of green onion and cilantro. And to give it that really homemade flavor, I'm also gonna be using a tablespoon of garlic powder. And then instead of doing breadcrumbs on top of the mac and cheese, because I love crunch with my mac and cheese, I am doing a layer of crushed tortilla chips. So to make the white sauce, it's very simple. All I'm gonna do is combine some of these ingredients into a pot and then simmer together the milk and those ingredients. I'm basically infusing the milk just to make it as flavorful as possible. So just half an onion, and because we're straining this, you don't have to unwrap anything, you don't really have to break anything down. Half of a garlic clove, a few sprigs of parsley for some freshness. You have to do some chili flake, you can't not. About 4 cups of milk. I'm just gonna let this basically come to a simmer, but in the interim, I'm gonna get going on shredding my cheese. And here's the thing, to me, it's really important to get cheese in block format rather than it being pre-shredded. There's a lot of reasons for this. First, it just is gonna be a better flavor and a better texture because when you get it pre-shredded, it just dries it out. I'm gonna be hand shredding the Tillamook. And I need like about 1.5 cups of each cheese. This is a sight that just makes me so happy. All right, I have to have a bite. The milk is still cooking, so in the meantime, I'm actually gonna scrape my poblanos. So, like I mentioned, I torched them, so you can see it's all black on the outside, so I burnt the skin. The reason why I do this is it gives it a really awesome roasted flavor, but it also makes it super duper easy for the skin to come off. So now I'm just gonna take the top off like that, and I'm also gonna take out the seeds. So I just am gonna cut that right out. Poblanos are not spicy. They're very mild if they have any heat at all. Typically they don't have any heat though. I'm just gonna cut this in half and kind of create like a poblano steak. So I'm just gonna cut them kind of like 1/4-inch strips and then just kind of pile it together and just cut them into little pieces. So the milk is hot, it is steeped. So now I'm gonna get started on my roux. And a roux is basically the French word for fat and flour melted together. And the reason why we do this, so butter going in, is because the flour and the butter mixed together creates a paste. So for instance, if you've ever tried to make mac and cheese and you just took macaroni and then like put cheese on top of it, it's probably not gonna work. What happens is that in the cheese, the fat separates from sort of the milk solids and you end up getting this sort of greasy mess. Making this roux is what sort of holds everything together and makes it this really luscious, thick, just delicious white sauce. All right, so next, I'm now gonna start adding my milk, and I'm gonna add a little at a time. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want this to stay a really thick, delicious sauce. If I add all the milk at once, it's gonna get a little overwhelmed and it's not gonna really do its thing. Here, you'll see. So I add a little bit of milk and I start stirring, and there's some science going on here. I think it's crazy, but it starts, you can see it's really clinging together. So you add a little bit more milk, and then a little more and a little more until you have this really beautiful, thick sauce. Beautiful. So this is now just a thick, lovely sauce. And you can see it's like a little thinner than I'd say a typical white sauce, but I'm keeping it on a little bit on the thin side because I'm adding so much cheese to it. So I'm gonna start adding the cheese, probably like a handful at a time, and I'm just gonna stir it in. And once it's pretty much melted, I'm gonna add another handful. It's just so I don't overwhelm the sauce, because if you add it all at once, what you end up getting is like a giant rock of cheese in the middle of your white sauce, and you just have to wait a very long time to cook it fully down. So this just keeps everything moving a little faster. All right, so next I'm adding the pepper jack. I'm going to add the green onion and cilantro, the garlic powder, and then the poblanos. And then now I'm gonna add some of my salt. So now comes the fun part where I actually get to make the mac and cheese. So I have some macaroni here. I kind of like doing less macaroni than most recipes because I want all the cheese possible. So I do kind of as little macaroni as I can get away with. So I'd say that for a 9 by 13 inch pan like this one, I probably am only doing about like 8 ounces of pasta, dry pasta, and then cooking it off. So now it's time to pour everything on. So this looks absolutely delicious. So I'm now going to sprinkle this with the tortilla chips. And next I'm gonna just dot it with some jalapeno. I don't want this to be too crazy spicy because honestly, the pepper jack has a lot of spice to it, like for a cheese, and it's really delicious. This looks so good. I cannot wait to eat this. So in the oven, 375 for about 30 minutes, just until it's all toasty and delicious. This smells so good. This is so delicious. The flavors are amazing, and this is just an example of where using a natural whole product like the Tillamook cheese is so important. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed learning how to make queso mac and cheese. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Please like the video, and yeah, let me know what other types of comfort food recipes you'd like to see. Also, for fun ideas like this one, make sure to check out tillamook.com as well as thekitchykitchen.com. All right, well, thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.